Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Hey everybody, it's 11:30 and I just got done watching Evil Dead 2. Also known, well, at least on this DVD box set, as Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. I know there's been a lot, I've heard over the years, a lot of debate whether this is a remake or a sequel to the original Evil Dead. And I've watched this before, and at that time I thought it was a sequel. Now that could be that it'd been a little while since I'd watched the first film. Obviously I just watched the first film yesterday, and I gotta say, this is a remake. It's definitely a remake. Except, now I've never watched this as a standalone. I feel like it helps to have watched the other movie before you watch this. That sounds really, really bizarre. But, okay, here's the thing. The very start of the movie, they have Ash and Linda, who's played by a different girl, go into the cabin. He finds Ash finds the tape recorder that Professor Nobi left while he was kind of reading out the passages of the Necronomicon Ex Mortis Book of the Dead. And if what I'm saying at the moment makes no sense to you, please go back and watch my previous review of of the previous movie. Because the thing is the story is told, the previous movie is told in a very short, kind of like 10-15 minute span, and then it kind of deviates into its own world. So, but they go out to the cabin. Ash starts up the tape recorder as he did in the first film, and the Evil Dead rises and takes over Linda and kills her, and you don't have the other three characters that were in the first film. But the thing is Ash goes mad. Linda bites his hand, which then gets infected. He has to cut that off. And there's this whole side plot of Professor Nobi's daughter coming back with some of the pages from the Book of the Dead. And she wants to go up to the cabin to visit her dad. And there's this little side plot where you show her trying to get there and stuff. And then once she gets there, it's, obviously they get taken over and killed, and she discovers that in this book there is a way to send the evil back through a portal. So of course she has to read out these passages and that. But the thing is it's a sequel in that it feels like a continuation of what happened kind of after the end of the film. I mean, if you said, you could come up with the theory that Ash is mad and the start of this movie is just his own head telling him what happened in the previous movie. I know in one of the games he was in a mental institution. So it's difficult for me because obviously I've played the games more than I've seen these movies actually. So it's easy for me to get them muddled up. But the thing is this movie copies a lot of elements that are in the first movie, which then automatically kind of makes it a remake. But my problem is with it is it doesn't have the atmosphere that the original movie made. It doesn't have the kind of silliness that the first one did. I mean, they have a lot of, like, Bruce Campbell completely overacts. I mean, there's a lot of no, and sometimes you feel like you wonder if it's just directed that way or if that's just him acting that way. But it doesn't have of that same kind of where it feels self-aware. There are those kind of things that feel very kind of slapsticky, and it feels like they're trying something else, but I really, compared to the first movie, I don't think that much of this one. And considering what my memory tells me of the next movie, like with Hellraiser, this one is a lot weaker out of the three. But I don't know, it's really frustrating because it's kind of thing where if you just want a movie on, then if you're not going to be paying the greatest amount of attention to it, I mean, it's not bad, it's just not as entertaining, like I say. So actually, I only kind of give this 5 out of 10. Just because it is essentially a remake, and it doesn't even feel like a good remake in that it's ripping off itself. And for that reason, I can't recommend it. There are probably a number of other points I was thinking of while I was watching it, but they've kind of slipped out of my head, so I'm going to keep this short and to the point, and just really say, just give this one a skip. Yeah, just if you haven't seen The Evil Dead, it might be worth, if you've watched this, like I say, I've watched them, so I don't know about watching it on its own, but it probably stands on its own. I really don't know. I guess if you haven't seen the first film, this is worth checking out, but I would highly recommend the previous one more. So, but yeah, that's, sorry to be really kind of deflated, and I've not been feeling too cheery lately. And this is another sequel series of movies, so I feel like I'm getting bogged down straight away, kind of after having Hellraiser, into another series. I can't wait to have a string of very different movies. But for now, yeah, just sorry, only a 5 out of 10 for The Evil Dead 2. And we'll be back tomorrow with Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3, which, if memory serves, is a lot better than this. But we'll see tomorrow when I rewatch it. But for now, this is Sketch, signing out.